Hello everybody, today I'm doing something a little bit different. As you can tell, I've got myself a new piece of equipment. Voila, a new mic. I'm very excited to use this today, if you can't tell. But anyways, today I'm hoping to try and be your big sister. So I asked you guys over on Instagram for some girl talk questions, any advice that you want with self-love, relationships, friendships, all of the good stuff. So that is what we're doing today. I've got everything wrote down on my laptop, and I mean everything. So we've got a lot to discuss today. I've got myself a little cup of tea over there. It's a bit hot at the minute, so I'll be having that a bit later on. Get comfortable, grab some food, whatever you're doing. If you're getting ready, just enjoy, okay? And hopefully you guys find this a little bit helpful. Okay, my first category, self-love and confidence. The first thing somebody asked is, how can you learn to love yourself? Which is a very important thing to try and do. The first thing to know is you need to live for yourself and not for others. And by what I mean by that is just do the things that you want to do in life. Don't wait for people to tell you to do the things, just do it. No matter what people think, you just do it, okay? And also just taking time to try and learn to enjoy your own company as well, which is something I've been trying to do a lot recently. So you can take yourself on solo dates. As fun as it might sound, just do it. Whether that's going to a coffee shop, just sitting in a coffee shop, bring your laptop, do any schoolwork or any work you need to do, but just do it in a coffee shop, you know, rather than at home. It's a little bit different, but it makes the difference. And doing solo walks, walking around, whether that's even just for 5 minutes, and just kind of really listening to your own thoughts and just connecting with your mind and your body. Yeah. Now, the next thing somebody asked, what advice would you give to your younger self about self-love and confidence? One thing I will say is you're never too much. If people say you're too much, it is just not true. The right people will never feel like you have to kind of tone down your personality in order to feel accepted in a way. I think this is quite an important piece of information, especially whilst you're younger and you're growing up. It's important to know you don't have to change the way that you are in order to feel accepted and included. You just need to find the right people to surround yourself with. And you don't have to be perfect to be loved. Don't hide the real parts of you. The parts that make you unique, they're the parts which other people love the most about you. So never feel that you have to kind of hide those parts about yourself. Now, this next question is something I think I have quite a strong opinion about myself. So somebody asked for advice for someone with mental health issues. First of all, I want to say it's very overwhelming when you're trying to keep everything together on the outside, even if it feels like everything is just falling apart on the inside. It is not a good feeling to try and hold all of that together. But me personally, I have had my own struggles myself. And I found it almost impossible to talk about it to someone and to open up about it. But once I did, it just felt like a massive weight was just lifted and dropped from my body. But yeah, it's very important to know that you're not alone in this, guys. Anyone that's going through it, healing is real and it is possible. I'd advise you to talk to someone that you trust, whether that's a teacher, a parent, a sibling, a friend, or even a counsellor. Just anyone. It's just an important thing to do. Or even just writing down your thoughts, you know, that can also help. Just actually like writing it out and sort of expressing how you feel on paper. But one of my favourite things is just finding time to do things you love, to kind of take your mind off of things. And for me, one of those things is to just watch a show, watch a movie. My favourite comfort show, as many of you guys may know, is The Vampire Diaries. I rewatched it about 8 times. I'm not kidding, guys. 8 times. I love it so much. So much. But yeah, also building a routine helps a lot. This was advice that was given to me, like waking up at the same time every day, which you may or may not do already if you're at school or work or something. Taking a walk, like I said before, even if it's just 5 minutes. And also remembering to prioritize the basics like food and your sleep. 2 very important things right there. Remember. The next category, which I got quite a lot of questions about, boys and relationships. Now, me personally, I don't have any relationship experience, okay? I'm a single girlie, have been for my whole life, and there's no shame in that, no shame whatsoever, because even if all of your friends around you have had relationships, or they're in relationships, and you're not, it can be kind of a weird feeling, like wondering why not yourself, but there's no rush into it. Everyone's at different stages in their life. When your time comes, the time will come. Anyways, somebody asked what to do when you're attached to a boy who doesn't like you anymore. Obviously, this situation is a very painful situation, but it's very real at the same time. It happens to the best of us, I'll say. Make sure you don't bottle up your feelings and just keep it all to yourself. Talk to a friend, journal, or even just sit with your thoughts. Can be a very helpful thing to do. But yeah, it's not embarrassing. It's not embarrassing that you care about this boy, even if he doesn't feel the same way about you. And yeah, if someone doesn't choose you, that does not make you unworthy in the slightest thing. It just means you guys are just simply not each other's people. It doesn't make you any less compared to anybody else. And if you're struggling, and if you keep on seeing their face pop up on social media and that starts to bother you, simply unfollow them. Distance is key, okay? Unfollow them, block them, whatever it is you need to do. Just do it, protect your own peace. And obviously focus on yourself. You could start a new hobby or just do things that you find really exciting to take your mind off things, but also improve yourself as a person. Okay. I need a sip of my tea a minute, okay? Oh, it's a really big mug. Oh my gosh. Right, I need to balance my mic. That's a really good cuppa. Wow. Just give me a minute. Okay, now that I'm nice and refreshed, I might even kick my feet back a little bit, guys. I've got a hard pillow there, I don't want that, do I? Now, it's time to talk red flags. Okay. Biggest red flags in boys. These are a few that I came up with personally. They're pretty simple, you know, kind of the obvious, but things to look out for, I suppose. Number 1, they don't make time for you, and they come up with excuses when you try to make time for them and see them. Red flag number 1, this man should want to see you at every possible time. If he doesn't, it's just not serious, okay? That's the hard truth. Number 2, he only texts you at night time. Excuse me, what are you doing? You should be texting me morning, midday, and the evening, okay? Doesn't have to be all day, every day, but just definitely not only at night time. Really? Oh, I don't think so. Not around here. Nope. Okay. Number 3, he doesn't ask questions about you. If he doesn't ask questions about you, that simply means he's just not curious about you, about who you are, about your personality, about your life. Therefore, he's just not serious. Nope. He's not a man. Nope. It's as simple as it's gonna get. Talks about his ex a lot. I think that one's a little bit self-explanatory. If he talks about his ex all the time, he's just probably not over her. And I don't think you should ever get into a relationship or try to start a relationship with a guy or a girl that's just gotten out of a relationship. It never ends well. Never ends well. Okay. Next one. He doesn't support your goals and your passions. I mean, come on. Your significant other should want to see you win and achieve your goals and support your passions, not the opposite. That's not supportive. Therefore, red flag. If he hides your relationships from his friends or social media, to be honest, for the social media part, it varies because not everyone is even on social media. He might not post at all on social media, and you know, that's his decision. But hiding from your friends, it's just weird. You know, he shouldn't feel that he has to hide you from his friends. That's just like, he's just not serious. That's all I'm going to keep on saying. He's just not serious. Okay, this one is actually quite important because I feel like not many people kind of notice this, but he only compliments your looks and never your personality or how your mind works. I seen a TikTok about this the other day and it really hit hard, you know? If a man's only complimenting your looks, which some people is a good thing, which it is, but it's got to be a balance. He should like the way your thought process is and just your personality, you know, you get the point. It's just a bit of a red flag if you ask me. Alright, I'm no professional in this category, as we all know. But it's true. Okay, now this one is strictly for the girls. Let's talk about periods. I got quite a lot of questions about this as someone who suffers very, very bad with their periods. Okay, to be honest, I think I need a lot of advice myself on this, but that's okay. I'm gonna tell you guys the things that I know. How to deal with periods at school. Having a period at school has got to be one of the worst things ever. It is just insanely uncomfortable when you're dying from cramps, but you're in the middle of a class. One thing I would say, you got to always be prepared. Always have an emergency kit in your bag at all times, because periods are very unexpected quite a lot of the time. But yeah, always have an emergency kit. And obviously if you have bad cramps, take pain reliefs. Usually at school, I don't think you're allowed to bring in your own medication, I believe. So you just have to go to the medical room and hand it in, and then you know how it works. Just communicate with your teachers. Don't be scared to ask your teacher if you can take some time out and go to the medical room, because personally I would always be a bit nervous to kind of ask a teacher. I'm stuttering. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, don't be nervous or scared to ask a teacher. If you can, take some time out and go to the medical room because of your cramps. Because, you know, personally, I would sometimes be a bit uncomfortable with talking to a teacher about it, especially if it was a male teacher. But every time I did ask, it was fine. It's just the mind playing games on you, so there's literally nothing to worry about. Next one about that is just how to deal with them in general if you have bad cramps especially. Here's some of my favourite things. Wear comfy and extremely baggy clothes. Yes. Make sure your clothes are breathable. You need to be able to breathe. Okay? And just relax, watch a movie, eat your comfort foods, whether that's ice cream. That's what mine is most of the time. I can't really name many others. And also Oreos. I've been loving Oreos lately. I'm actually on my period right now, guys. Believe it or not. Taking time to relax, do some self-care, have a nice bath, shower, whatever it is you want to do. Okay, and also being prepared. Whether you track it on an app, I actually don't personally, because I just always forget. That's just me though. Tracking it on the app so you can be prepared. Like, say if you have an event coming up and then you get your period on a day, if you have the app, you would know. Also, making sure you sleep well. I sleep a lot, and I mean a lot, when I'm on my period, because it just makes me extra tired, extra drained. So making sure you get all the hours of sleep that you need. Next category, friendships. I need some more tea. It's getting hot in here, guys. How to leave a friend you have outgrown without hurting their feelings. Honestly, this is something which isn't talked about enough, if you ask me. I never really see anything about this, but it's a very real thing. It happens a lot. But outgrowing a friend does not mean that you hate them. You're just both like going on separate paths in life that just don't really work out together, I guess. You just both becoming different people, especially if you like became friends when you was younger and then you like are growing up into adults or whatever. It's just something that can happen a lot. But yeah, how to leave the friend is very hard. It's a very hard thing to do. I would say if a conversation is needed, make sure you be kind to them and don't blame them for it, because it's not necessarily their fault at all. It's just like, you know, it's just not working out. But yeah, be kind to them, but also be honest about how you're feeling about them. Just tell them how you feel like you're on different paths in life, and that is completely okay. It happens. How to deal with nasty girls at school. First of all, I'm sorry if any of you guys are dealing with nasty girls at school. It is one of the worst things ever. It's just not nice at all. But make sure that you know that their behaviour isn't really about you. They often act out of insecurity or jealousy, or they feel the need to be kind of in control, more or less. Because most of the time you don't really see someone that's happy in themselves try and tear others down and bring them down. It's just not what people do. And mostly if they're being mean, that just says more about them than about you, if that makes sense. People that are nasty to others are just nasty people on the inside, if you get what I'm trying to say. Also, I would say if someone is being rude to you, try not to give them the reaction that they're looking for. Just stay calm, stay neutral, and just kind of respond with a calm, okay, you know, and just walk off. Try and be the mature one in a situation. That's what I would do, personally, anyway. Stick with the people that you're close with, even if that's just one real friend. They'll just make you feel better throughout the situation. If you feel the need to speak up, which I think you should, to a teacher or an adult, that does not make you weak in any way. A lot of people would just call you a snitch for that, I guess. But they need to take accountability in some way or another. You're just standing up for yourself in the mature and respectful and smart way. I've got a couple of things from earlier, kind of about comparing yourself to others, and I thought I'd jump back onto that because I missed those out by accident. This is back to like being confident and things like that, which can be very hard to do. And honestly, just fake it till you make it is one thing to say. I would say comparing your life to people's on social media is something that pretty much everybody has done. But you just got to remember that people on social media just mainly show the highlights of their life, the good parts, and then the people view and kind of forget that they also have the bad sides that they might not like to share on social media. So people kind of compare their life to their life, thinking, why isn't my life as perfect as theirs? If you're kind of understanding what I'm saying, I don't really know how else to explain it. And confidence isn't always about being the loudest person in the room as well. It's just like about being confident in yourself and kind of cheering yourself on even when other people aren't. I think being confident in yourself is the most important thing, rather than trying to prove to everybody else that you are. As long as you know, then that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Oh yeah, I seen this thing online actually not too long ago. I just thought I'd say it. This is also about how to learn to kind of not compare yourself to other girls you might see. If you put it this way, it's going to sound really like cringy and weird, but it's true. So I'm just going to put it out there. So the way I see it is all flowers. We all love flowers. Flowers are great. They smell nice and they're very beautiful. I'm looking out my window right now because there's a very pretty bush that's growing in front of my window that's full of pink flowers. Okay? But each flower is very different in their own ways, but they're all still very beautiful. I think you know where I'm going with this. Everybody is a flower. Everyone is different, unique, but at the end of the day, we're all beautiful. Oh, look at me. I feel quite inspirational. But yeah, I did not come up with that quote. I seen that on social media. So I'm not taking credits for that. But yeah, it's a very nice little thing there. Okay guys, so I've read everything off of my laptop, but I've got no idea how long this video is. So I just thought I would check some more of my Instagram messages over here and just kind of read and answer a couple. So the first one I'm seeing is advice for social anxiety. Now, personally, this is something that I have dealt with before and something I definitely still struggle with myself, which is, you know, it's very hard sometimes, especially because me personally being on social media, and then sometimes I can get extremely anxious before going out into public, whether that's me going to London or just a local shopping centre. I can get extremely anxious about it because I know that a lot of the times when I go out there's eyes on me, which I love meeting you guys so much, but sometimes I can get a bit uncomfortable because I kind of forget and I think these people are just staring at me and filming me sometimes. But once you guys actually come up to me, I'm fine. It's just the before part when people are kind of, you know, and because sometimes it draws attention to the other people in the public and then everyone's kind of staring around, I can just get very, very anxious about it, which I wish I didn't, you know, but it's hard. It's very hard to deal with sometimes. So advice for it, I think the main reason why I would get anxious is because your mind kind of plays games on you and makes you think these people are thinking negative things about you when most of the time they're not. So once you kind of learn to kind of fix that thought in your mind and just think these people are not thinking what my mind's telling me they're thinking, they're just, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain this one because it's something that I still deal with to this day. But yeah, that's just one thing I can think of. I'm going to change questions. Somebody asked, how do you glow up? And to be honest, I don't really think glow-ups are all about looks, which I think most people kind of forget. I think glowing up is kind of, you know, loving yourself, becoming more comfortable in yourself, and then you just naturally get a really nice glow to you in a way. So yeah, like the tips I gave earlier about those things, like just taking time for yourself, doing things that you love, just you start to glow up anyways, you know? All the things about your skin just gets a nice glow. That's all I'm going to say. I've never said the word glow so many times before. This is an interesting one. How to be confident when taking pictures and posting yourself on social media. For me, I've been doing social media since I was 7, but I recently just mainly started posting pictures on Instagram and things like that for like the past couple of years. And at the beginning, I was not very good at taking pictures, especially in public. But you know, practice and just practice, and then eventually just become better at it. For me, my dad takes most of my pictures. Well, he used to. He doesn't really take many of them anymore. This is going to be my last point because I've gone a little bit off track here. How would you tell your parents that you got into a relationship? Honestly, I've never really had to do this. At the age I'm at now, I don't really think my parents would mind. I don't think. I guess I'd kind of just hint it to them and just slowly and gradually tell them. But I know they're just going to end up asking hundreds and hundreds of questions about whoever it is that I was dating or whatever. I don't know about that one. I didn't like that question. Never mind. Whoa, it looks really dark on the camera. It's getting a bit dark outside. It is raining. But I think I might end the video here, you know. I think I've said the main things I wanted to say today. And if you guys enjoy this kind of big sister advice, then I'll do another video like this. Or if you want me to do another video like this about a different topic, then I can make this little series for you guys, because it's just nice to connect with you guys and just answer the questions you want to know. Even though I'm only 17 years old myself, so I do not have the answers to everything. I'm still learning, I'm still young. All I can do is just try my best, and that's all that matters really. As long as you know you're trying your best, then that's all you can do really. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, hopefully some of your questions got answered, and hopefully it was a bit helpful in some way. But yeah, I really like this mic. I don't know if this is making any sound. Maybe I should do an ASMR video. I would love that. Let me know if you guys want an ASMR video. I'd be so good at it. So good. Anyways, I'm going off topic again. Bye, guys. Bye. Okay.
I can sit and cry about reasons why I'm in this mess, but what good